I would say that he was asked about a lot of issues, in this particular story, and he gave his opinion on a lot of issues. But the one thing that he did also say in this interview was that he made some mistakes, and he got personal about the president, and he wishes he wouldn't have done that because it came off the wrong way. And I'm almost wondering, could you look at it? And if you read the whole article, you see Steve Kerr maybe saying, look, I got to stay true to myself, but, maybe I haven't gone about it the right way. Maybe there are better messages I can send during those particular times that will be, let's say, bring people together more than maybe drive them apart. And maybe that would be enough for Joe Lacob if we're talking about Joe Lacob not crazy about some of the things that he said over the years. I'll say this, though. Let me tell you what's undeniable.
Okay.
Whether it's because Mark Spears said it on these airwaves, or whether it's what other writers have written, which now they have, and whether it's Steve Kerr himself acknowledging that some of the things he said has gotten the attention of management. The bottom line is this has now become a perception, and it's going to have to be addressed one way or the other, whether he's back as the coach or he's not back as the coach, because this is turning into, at least from an outsider looking in, as one of the issues to whether Steve Kerr's coming back or not.
Wow. And I'm hearing you loud and clear, and I just want to run this by you because I do respect and I like Joe Lacob. And he's changed everything in regard to Warrior fans' lives here in the Bay Area. But, Steiny, would you have a problem if this is true? It's not shut up and dribble. It's like shut up and coach a bit.
I mean, I'm sure that would be a way to decipher it. But, again, it doesn't mean Steve Kerr can't weigh in on his thoughts.
But he's got to be careful now, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Well, why wouldn't anybody have to be careful? I mean,
I guess because he's never had to do this. This has never been an issue before out loud.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it was an issue, but when you win, it doesn't matter. Or maybe it was a small issue, and over time, it's gotten to be bigger and bigger, and it's starting to rankle some people in the front office. I don't know. I don't know, but what I'm getting at is now we've reached the point where this has been written about and talked about, and it's clearly going to be considered one of the issues. Whether it is or not, I don't know, but I guarantee you somebody's going to ask Steve Kerr about it. The other thing you said yesterday, and I didn't respond because I wasn't sure. When you just said, at some point Steve Kerr will come to the podium. I wonder if he'll come to the podium if he's not back as coach. Like, that would almost be a little strange in a way. Like, I could absolutely see the Warriors putting out a press release that Steve Kerr and the Warriors are parting ways, and that the first media guy to get to Kerr will be the first media guy who gets to Kerr.
It's funny you say that. And the reason I say that is because in this article, that's why it felt like a goodbye. When have we ever heard him talk about his love for Draymond Green from the prism of Draymond Green done some things that are unforgivable? Like, he's never said that. At least I haven't heard that. So to me, that was heavy. I did want to say, well, you never did anything to him, so it wasn't that unforgivable. But to hear Steve Kerr talk about that, the things that Draymond has done, and label some of the things unforgivable, and he still loves them, I almost fell out my chair. So you could be onto something if that were to happen. And again, I'm rooting for the coach to come back. But if he doesn't, maybe that's why he was so expansive in his answers with the New Yorker.
I mean, there was another answer, too, and maybe this is what happens when we don't know if a coach is coming back or not. Mm-hmm. But I saw a quote in there from Steve Kerr where I was putting myself in Lacob's position, and I got to tell you, I wouldn't have been crazy about it. And it was this one where Steve Kerr said, look, if Draymond Green and Curry were done this year, if they were retiring this year, the decision would be easy.
Oh.
And
I know where you're going.
As Evan said, Well, what do the rest of the players think on the team?
No doubt, man. No doubt.
So, it was a very interesting article, and the timing was very interesting. And I'm back to leaning toward not thinking he's coming back at this point. But it's wavered about 3 or 4 times in the last 6 weeks.
You tell me and I'm a grown-ass man, both of us, Donnie, and we'll be at the Boys and Girl Club of Oakland this Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. But what if I told you I've come to the realization that I'm using Steve Kerr as a crutch in a sense? Because he is symbolic of what they've built, and they were a dynasty. He said they're fading. I agree. It's obvious when you look at the last 5 years of what they've done, last 4 or 3 years. But the bottom line is, I don't want to go back to the old days and not making the playoffs of the old days. And, yeah, that went on your whole career as you covered the Warriors. But, yeah, I know we got Steph, and he's box office. But I've realized it's a young man's game. You need more than just Steph, i.e. Detroit. Kay Cunningham has no help. But they made the offs. My point is, man, if we really swap coaches, I guess I never thought in a million years that it would hit me the way it's doing right now, possibly in regard to what it symbolizes, that the good times, shout out J.J. Evans, may be over.
Yeah, you said something here that I think is interesting. And
cut that, E.
And it's a problem.
Uh-oh, you're smiling.
You see, this is, I think, I'll say we're, just to be a nice guy, I think we're falling into the trap of thinking something that no longer is true. And that is this. When you say, Steiny, I'm not in a hurry to go back to the old days, not making the playoffs. Well, that's not the old days anymore. That's 4 of the last 7 years you have not made the playoffs.
Man.
So the only thing I push back on is when people say, why are you in a hurry to get back to the bad times? I'm not in a hurry to get back to the bad times. But where are we right now?
It's dark. No playoffs, day 9.
This is from Saint Neek on the YouTube chat. $5. Oh, this is our guy. This is our guy who had the baby.
Nico.
Yes. He said baby PTO was born on Saturday, April 18th at 7:30. This is from Nico in Sacramento. He loves the show, guys. P.S. No one pays to come see the coach, Goo. All right, baby PTO is in the house.
I'm
Congratulations.
a little surprised it wasn't on a Thursday.
Well, that's my brother. Yes, damn.
All right, Nico is a father.
I wonder how many pounds. Do you know how the $3 you had? Could you tell me how much each weighed?
No, and this is one of those things where.
But some dads can.
Okay, can you?
No.
Exactly. Nobody can.
Evan, you know how much you weighed when you came out the chute?
Here's the other one. What time
Why
of
would
day?
I know?
What time of day did they? I don't remember.
But
No
that
idea.
stuff, good parents remember, Steiny.
Not necessarily. Oh, I got. Okay, so if I would have written it down.
Let's take a bet. Now they'll probably go back to, hey, how much? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Size matters.
It does, Bob.
I also. Yeah, I know when all their birthdays are, obviously.
All right, I got that.
March 3rd, May 11th, and
That's price of admission,
October
though.
21st.
Yeah.
But I don't know exactly how old they are right now. I think I told you. Josie's, I think, going to be, I think she was turned 28. Might have been 27.
Right.
I mean, come on. Does that make me a bad dad? Okay, 98. What's 20?
I added one on to Donovan. I didn't tell you Friday. He said, I added one on him.
You think it's because there's a subconscious part of you that doesn't want to believe that they are growing up?
Nah, that's real, E. If I was in E's office right now and he was my doctor, I would say that's it.
Maybe.
That's it.
Did you cut the cord on your kids?
No, they had
scissors?
the ping pong table, so it was it wasn't a natural. What do they call it?
Cesarean?
Yeah.
C-section?
So all I heard was, he has a lot of hair.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see.
I had a chance to cut that thing.
Did you do it?
No. I'm good.
Why not?
See,
I was good.
why not?
Because I was good.
Were you scared?
I felt no need to do it. None.
But other people were involved in that. Have you ever double backed and said, you know what?
No.
Did I drop the ball not doing that?
Not cutting the umbilical cord? I never thought about it until today.
Which is scary, man.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could just see, oh, my God, he missed a spot.
Yikes.
No, not there. Anyway.
Yeah.
What'd you make of Steve Kerr saying basically can't stand Draymond Green?
It hurt a little because, in life, no matter pro ball or what, just regular life, family life, work life, when somebody does something to the degree where it's unforgivable, there should be repercussions. And Draymond's nickname to me is Nancy Kerrigan because he skates every time. So we've never seen anything publicly done. And what really cut me, and you didn't ask, was ring night. They could have finessed hey, Dre, you hit pool, sit this one out. We're all good. No suspect. He was there. So I'm not saying Steve's not telling his truth, but I guess the facts don't back up. If it were unforgivable, his ass would have got suspended when he hit JP.
Well,
Come on now, give me that.
No, I think I won't, because I think Steve Kerr is disagreeing with you. He was asked if he and Draymond had ever, almost come to blows.
Oh.
And he said, yeah, I mean, people pulling us apart.
What?
And in my first 5 years, we would get into 3 knockdown dragouts a year. Now listen to this part, because this flies in the face of what a lot of people think. He says, and in my first 5 years, we would get into 3 knockdown dragouts a year. Part of it was I just had to show the rest of the team that I'm in charge. You have to do things by a set of standards. It's a community that you're building, not just a team. A little society with values and standards and expectations. And they're your community, and it has to police itself. The coach has to demand certain behaviors, certain habits. So for a long time, we had a truce. I understood him so well. He understood me. But this year we had a major blowout in December. He's such a unique person. There's things he's done that I can never forgive him for, and yet I will do anything for him.
No, that's major. But I will say this. Am I being selfish if I say, hey, I understand you want to show the team that you're the big dog, and you are, coach, but can you add the fan base to that? Could you possibly add the fan base to how it looks when it looks like one guy is skating and is above, any type of, not write-up, but, penalty?
Well, it sounds to me like what Steve Kerr is saying there is Kerr's first year was what, 15?
And they won it all.
15. First 5 years, tumult. That takes you to 2020. And what I hear Steve Kerr saying is, the way I coached Draymond Green from 2020 to 2016 up until December, everything clicked. And then we had a blow up again. Like, I think what I'm saying is Steve Kerr would say, don't tell me that Draymond Green walked all over me. Nothing happened from 2020 to 2026. And the first 5 years, I had to try to establish something, which I did establish, but it took time. And what he's saying is that over Draymond Green's career, that he probably couldn't have been coached or disciplined any better or differently. That would have led to this kind of success.
Well, again, I'm speaking on people I don't know or have a personal relationship with, but one of the things that bothered me about Draymond Green is it looked like he skated every time. And again, I won't hash up old stuff, but the Jordan Poole thing was something we'll never forget as a fan base. It's society. And we watched it and nothing happened to the guy. So I get what Steve's saying, and maybe he feels like that's his prerogative. He's put that foot down. But from afar, Steiny, lifelong Warrior fan, it doesn't look that way. And I do wonder, what would Pat Riley have done in that situation? Hell, he traded Jimmy Butler when he started acting bad or going bad.
Well, let me ask you this. Let's say Pat Riley had been the coach and he would have moved Draymond Green 7-8 years ago. Would that have been the right decision? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. But from what Steve Kerr's talking about, what it looks like, and we have standards and the respect thing, from that vantage point, it would have checked all the boxes.
One of the greatest defensive performances.
No doubt. But, Steiner, you can't sit here, and I know you're not, we can't sit here in front like Draymond's been disciplined like he was in the Navy for some of the things that he's done.
No, but it's not the Navy. I mean, we just, like, for example, all I'm saying is, like, I just watched that Jailblazers documentary.
Right.
And you want to talk about no accountability, people would say that was no accountability. All right, so what's the other extreme? The other extreme is my way or the highway. The other extreme is Draymond Green, you threatened Steve Kerr in Oklahoma City in the locker room at halftime. You are gone. Period.
Man.
End of story. Like, certain organizations, maybe, I don't know, maybe Pat Riley does that. I don't know.
Man.
Or maybe Pat Riley calls in Draymond Green the next day and says, there it is, that's your lay. You do that, anything like that again, you're done. You know that. And by the way, you're suspended for the next couple games. Yeah, maybe Pat Riley would have done that, and then it would have impacted Draymond Green's, ensuing career or years. But I think what Steve Kerr's telling you is I balanced it as well as I could. I wasn't gonna go 100% one way or 100% the other.
Right.
And I tried to work with him in the middle, and by and large, I think it worked out really well because we've got 4 titles and he's gone to the Hall of Fame.
I hear you.
888-957-9570 is the number. We're coming up on a week and a half since Steve Kerr said he was going to think about it. If you guys have been taking in some of the info on, what people are saying and what Steve Kerr's doing, Bonte just said he was out at a farmer's market on Sunday.
And you said he was at Carica with his son.
He was golfing on Friday in Alameda. He was at a street fair or farm, whatever they call them, street fair on Sunday. I don't think he's sweating it.